opioid epidemic is hitting certain parts of the country hard, and Buffalo, New York is no exception. In fact, Buffalo area health officials blamed 300 deaths on opioid overdoses in 2016, and that was up from 127 2 years earlier. This is just one part of one state in the country. And so officials and judges in the area realized we need to handle this in a different way. We need to stop criminalizing people and give them an option to rehabilitate themselves. And so they took on an approach 2 months ago that actually has proven to be pretty successful. So the city is experimenting with the nation's first opioid crisis intervention court, which can get users into treatment within hours of their arrest instead of days. It requires them to check in with a judge every day for a month instead of once a week, and puts them on strict curfews. Keep in mind that this is not an easy program, it's pretty strict. Acceptance into the opioid crisis court means detox, inpatient or outpatient care, 8 p.m. curfews, and at least 30 consecutive days of in-person meetings with the judge.
So I love it. It's way past time. There's no reason to treat these people as criminals. And then of course now the media that Buffalo started doing this, they were like, wait a minute, yeah, these guys aren't criminals. They just need help, right?
Yeah.
Of course. And so they started talking about how, well, look, these are all non-violent guys who don't have a track record of doing crime. So I guess this makes sense. It makes sense everywhere. So I'm super happy that they're trying it in Buffalo, and I hope that the program spreads. But we shouldn't be locking people up for any kind of drug abuse in the first place. It's not to say that drug abuse is great, of course not. But it's something that needs to be treated, not something that private prisons can make money off of, or, by the way, have all of us pay for their imprisonment and make their situation worse, let alone the core of the issue, which is why are we taking their freedom away when this is not something that is a crime against the rest of us, the society needs to put you away for so we can be safe. Exactly. No, it's something that you need treatment for.
So as I mentioned, it started 2 months ago, and the Justice Department actually allocated $300,000 for this program in the form of a grant, and the results are already pretty promising. So 2 months in, none of the 80 people who agreed to the program had overdosed, though about 10 warrants had been issued for missed appearances. And keep in mind, they have to appear in front of a judge every day for a month. And so it doesn't surprise me that some people might have missed an appearance. I'm not excusing it, but if that's the worst outcome from this experiment, then I'll take it. And there have been a number of people who have testified about their experience so far, and they're like, look, I really wanted to get better, and now there's a program that's actually really helping me instead of demonizing or antagonizing me.
Yeah, and one guy had missed a court appearance, and they brought him in handcuffs, and he said, look, I really appreciate this program, because if I didn't have to report in every day, you wouldn't have come get me, and I might have taken fentanyl and died in the streets. Mm-hmm. So we needed different ways to solve the drug problem altogether. So I'm a little frustrated that it took the opioid situation for us to realize maybe we shouldn't be imprisoning our fellow citizens that need help. I wish we'd realized this decades ago before we started mass incarceration and locked away millions of people. And I hope that we go to address that injustice as well. Mm-hmm. I don't want to just have people rotting in jail for taking drugs, just like these folks took drugs. But for God's sake, let's at least get on the right road now, and Buffalo is a good step in that direction. TYT membership gets you commercial-free Young Turks. Download it, stream it, podcast it, get all the network shows, and support independent media. TYTnetwork.com/join.